But
Yeah, it looks kind of blurry. I would wish you wouldn't
no,
wear that
that's
next
your.
time.
Oh man, I forgot to
Yeah.
put this thing. So
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
yes,
You are tuned in to Transitions, Life, Lessons, and Legacy with Hyacinth Henderson and Robert Henderson Jr.,
da, 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 da.
who
Yes.
is sporting his bandage for the whole world wide
You
web
know,
to see.
now I can see this bandage on. I meant to take it off, but then some just say, hey, just keep it on right there because it's a reminder of, especially men health, and especially black men who don't like to go to the doctor to get annual checkups. And I make sure I get my annual checkup. So today I went in for my blood work.
Thank
'Cause I
God.
tell
Make
her,
sure they send me a copy of that.
oh yeah, yes sir, teacher, principal.
You know, I always ask you and
Yeah.
ask you, did you go to the doctor? What did they say? So
Yes, I'm good. I had a whole full body scan, a heart scan, a body scan, all that. Now I'm just saying, okay, let's do the blood work. Let's do
Mhm.
all that with the PSA or the
Oh, good.
prostate.
They put
All
their finger in your butt. They still do it that way.
that. You know how to say it. Now, I'd rather not talk like that on national TV here.
Is that
Okay.
or technology has advanced? That's his question.
You don't need to
Has
know about that.
technology
You're not a man.
advanced?
You don't need. You're not a man, so you don't need to know about
For
that.
the people
Just,
listening
all
who
right, let me
may
take.
not want to go to the doctor because they may have some concerns and
Yeah.
they might be listening and like, you know what, Mr. Henderson is 65 years old. He's sporting his bandage. He went to the doctor. You're right.
Yeah.
I need to go to the doctor. They checked his PSA, which is
Yeah.
the prostate something levels. So has technology
Yes.
advanced?
Yes. It
Or
has
they still
advanced.
using old technology?
Technology. It depends on where you go. Technology advanced. Some people are still driving 1960 cars. You know what I mean? So it depends on where you are. If you were driving a 2000 car, a 2004 car, 24. It depends.
Finger in your butt.
No, you know what? Wait till you get menopause. See?
Don't be putting that on me.
No, I ain't not putting it on you. It's just that's a fact of life. That's just okay. So you don't want to tease about that. So you're just young right now. So just ride it out. But don't be teasing because I tell you something, man. It always comes back. Life is just like that, What you put out is gonna come back. And you be like, who, me? Why does this happen to me?
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
teasing. I'm very glad that you went to the doctor. I called you
Okay.
last week, and you make sure they send me the records.
I'm good. Yes.
Good.
Papa,
wanna
Big
make
Papa
sure.
gonna be around for a while.
Phenomenal.
I'm still debating should I do a 7-day water fast.
Please.
I think I'm gonna do it because I want to challenge my potential. I never done it before. I asked Natalie last night, and she started. I said, forget it, forget it. Tonio said if I want to do it, he'll do it with me.
I
A 7-day water fast, eat nothing but water. You know what I mean?
I know that you can do it. I think it would be a great idea for you.
I never done it
I'm
before.
not concerned about the 7-day water fast. Where my concern lies is after the 7 days are up. After 7 days, how are you going to treat your body after that?
Listen. I've done a marathon before.
So basically, when you say that I've done a marathon before, that means you're going to go back to eating whatever you want to eat.
I just want to challenge my potential. I've never not eaten for 7 days.
So you just only focus on the 7 days.
Yeah, take one day at a time. I've never done something. I like to challenge my potential since I got this one life here that most of people know about. I like to stretch it and say, hey,
I think that's a great idea. And after the 7 days, after your cells
We'll talk
have
about
started
that
the
then.
regenerative process, we want to show them love with fresh juices
Yes.
and things that are in alignment with your blood type
Yes.
and no gluten. We don't want to do the 7 days and then afterwards.
But that's not what this show is about today. Today, this show is about the power, the secret.
I like the way you did that.
Yes.
I like the way you did that. That's why you're the big kahuna.
That's why I'm Big Kahuna.
You're right.
So today we're talking about the power, the secret, the unknown positives that come in giving. That's what we want to talk about.
Yes.
Giving.
We got so sidetracked by Mr. Henderson's bandaging that we didn't introduce
you,
her.
You got sidetracked. No, you all alone on that one, honey. You got sidetracked, because you're a foodie. Getting into nutrition, this person, and you want to talk about that. But you got sidetracked. Okay.
So we didn't introduce ourselves.
Yes, I am Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I'm also the president, founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, and we've been in business for over 30 years. We have clients throughout the country and outside of the country. We love what we do. We're a full service financial planning firm, not just investment planning, but we do retirement planning. We do investment planning, we do retirement planning, we do real estate strategies, we do tax strategies, along with our partners who are CPAs and enroll agents. So we get together with that. We also help you with Medicare decisions and also Social Security also. We love what we do. We do a lot of insurance strategies, not just life insurance where you just insurance, death insurance, but strategies with life insurance, which you fund life insurance, but you can make investments and do a whole lot of things with it right now. Things that most people don't know, all the magical things that banks do and wealthy people do with a life insurance strategy. So we do that also. And we discuss with you about wills and trusts, reverse mortgages. Hyacinth and Tavares are licensed in that, so they do that for the firm. So we do a lot of things, and we like what we do, So we like to look at ourselves. When you come to the Henderson Financial Group, you're getting ready to get an MRI, not just one thing, but we're going to do a full top financial physical for you.
And you're joined by?
And I'm joined by my wonderful, beautiful, talented daughter that really want to segue and talk about food and diet and the choice of foods. That's not today. Today we're going to talk about.
You didn't finish. Get back. You're joined by your wonderful.
I forgot. My wonderful, beautiful, talented, smart daughter Hyacinth, who is the co-CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, who's been with me for over 22 years. Yeah, awesome. What do you think? That was good.
That was excellent.
So now you say something,
especially for the people. Oh, I get to say something.
Yeah.
You want me to say something?
No, say something.
I'm
pretty sure I left something out.
No, you did phenomenal and excellent, amazing.
Okay.
Top of the line, top. So no, but I that's important. It's important that we do the introduction because we know that we do have loyal listeners who tune in every Wednesday and Saturday. And we also have new listeners who may be like, who are these people on here? So we always need to introduce ourselves and our company and the value that we add to the world so that the newbies can say, oh, okay, I got it. I'm picking up what they're putting down. And then also for some of the familiar faces and some people who have turned family, they can be reminded because sometimes people say, oh, I didn't know y'all did mortgages. I didn't know you did real estate. And so that's why,
Yeah, we really good.
We want to make sure we do that introduction.
Really good with mortgages and really good with that new reverse mortgage. And most people don't even know that the new improved reverse mortgage is out of the site. We really like it a lot. Mm-hmm. And also I want to, since you're talking about, product, because mainly on this show on Wednesday, we talk more about dealing with the minds, the prerequisite for your financial planning stuff. You got to have your mind straight. So you got to work on your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, who told you that, your fears. And we're trying to give you on this show called Transitions on Wednesday, some of that invisible power that you don't have to go out and actually buy. You don't really have to have money for Wednesday show. You don't really have to have money to pick up what we're putting down. You have everything that you need, and it's all inside of you. And if you use it well, it will produce money.
Yeah, I like to view Wednesday's show and just the topics and the things that we discuss as the foundation. So if you think about building a house, you cannot start. Well, I guess you can, but it would not be in your best interest for longevity to start picking out the chandelier and the windows and the flooring if you don't have the foundation set. So I say that Wednesday's show and the topics that we discuss on Wednesday's show is the foundation because we all are grown. We all know 2 + 2 = 4. We all know we need some money. We all know if you spend all your money, you ain't gonna have no money. We all know these things. We have all read a book, bought a course, listened to somebody, had an idea that we did not follow through on. We have all been educated. There's no longer an excuse. They didn't teach me this when I was younger. That excuse is played out now because we have information in the palm of our hands now. So it's not a lack of information anymore. It's not about not knowing anymore. It's really about digging deep into finding out, why am I not taking the action? I have the information, or I have access to the information. I know that I need some money. I know that I need to save for retirement unless I want to be working till I'm 120 years. Like, I know these things. I've attended this workshop, this seminar, I've read this book, I've heard this story, I watched this podcast, I've done all this. However, I'm still in the same space. And so you're still in the same space because of some of the things that we talk about on today's show. So this is the foundation. Now, we can just tell you about, okay, this is how you do it. This is how the rich do it. And you're like, yeah. I heard that before. Here's the thing. Hearing something before or knowing of something is not knowing how to do something. To hear that before, to know of it is not enough. So on Wednesday's show, we take you to the point of deep diving so that you can really get deep and move from, oh, I've heard that before, to now let me take the necessary steps to execute that. I said a lot.
Oh, wow. Did you say a lot? And think that, 10 years ago, you wouldn't even speak. You wouldn't even talk to the audience. 10
Has it been
years.
10 years? Now?
Yeah, it's been 10 years. It changes, boy. I tell you what, 10
Yeah, it
years,
was. I
a
was
decade,
like, yeah.
totally, your life can really change in a decade.
Oh my God, it can't. And truth be told, I still prefer to be quiet.
That's my line. But anyway,
I
okay,
do.
we got to get in the topic because
I gotta get in the topic. I gotta go somewhere too. You ain't the only one.
I know
Well, it's
that, but
raining. I might not be going.
I got back today. Anyway, so today we want to talk about, I want to give you the power and the secret of giving. Giving. Now, when we say giving, most people you think about charitable giving, just giving some money, just giving and giving. And you start thinking about, do you have it to give? And most people, when you think of, like I said, they think about monetarily giving, but that's not the only way to give. As a matter of fact, there's a whole lots of other ways to give that is just as valuable, if not more value, because just because you have money and you could easily give, you're not really doing a whole lot.
And I'd like to submit to you. I'd like to say that actually giving money is one of the lowest forms of gifts that you could give someone.
Correct. Well, it depends on how you get it, and if it's all you have, or if you have a whole lot of it and it's nothing to you.
Well, the reason I say that is it goes back to the I can give you a fish or I can teach you how to fish. Right. So I can give you the money, and I can give you the money. And if I give you the money and you're like, yes. However, if we don't unpack, and unless you are a nonprofit organization and a charitable organization or a private organization and you're giving to that, that's a different story. But I'm talking about regular human beings, people who are walking around, and you think that you're helping them by giving them money. You're actually, in some cases, in most cases, hurting them.
You're enabling them.
You're enabling them, because it's not about the money. It's about, how do we get here to that you're in this position to where you don't have the money or the resources that you need to go to the next step.
Right.
So in most cases, now there are some cases where, somebody's trying to do a deal or whatever the case is, somebody, not a stranger. Don't email me about your deal. I don't know you, where your network at, right? Somebody, and you're like, I need this last 10 grand. I need this last, whatever the case may be. That's different. But someone coming to you and telling you they need money for their rent, their mortgage, their baby school tuition, it's all that. You can give them money, but that is the lowest form of giving that you can give, because really you giving them the money does not fix the foundation. It does not shine the light on the foundation.
And to better understand, I like the example that you brought up in terms of, what is it better to give a person a fish or teach a person how to fish? So, like you just said, when you're giving a person a fish, they're going to be dependent on you. They don't really know how to produce and do, so that, they don't know how to get their own fish, because they're always going to look for you. And if you're not there, they'll starve.
Right.
So the principle is, hey, let me show you how to fish so you can get your own fish and have it for a lifetime, rather than just me giving it to you. So that's the same principle. So I wanted to start off and say, since today's topic is about the power and the secret of, and just the secret powers of giving. And I didn't want, and it's naturally for most of us, when you say giving, you start thinking about giving money, monetary, but there's so many other ways, like Heisey was saying, that are more powerful and long lasting ways to give. And I know this seems simple, like a simple topic that we're talking about, but it's so simple that most people miss it. And most people don't understand the power or even how to use it. Most people don't. Most people just give. They don't know one dimension of giving, that's monetarily. But you give in certain ways. When you teach someone something that and let me make sure you understand what I'm about to say. Whatever you have, you have to understand that if you got it righteously, that you can produce more of that. Anytime you feel that you can't, therefore you cannot give anymore, that is a demonstration of your lack within you.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I know it is.
That's
I know that. I do know that.
Two.
But that just touched you. I want you to stay.
I wanted you to say it again.
Yeah. So when you give, you have to know that wherever it's coming from, you have to know that there is more. If you have any doubt and you feel like you can't give anymore, that is an indication within yourself that you have lack.
Stop the show. Show over. That's it. He don't preach the word. Pass the tithes and offering bucket. Text a lot of money to 444. Like how the preachers do it these days. Ain't no more offering buckets. They like text your offering to this. And the reason why I say that is because it shines the light back on the only thing you have control over, I have control over, our audience has control over, is self. So if you out, you're like, dang, I don't have no more to give. It's nobody else's problem or fault that you don't have any more to give. It shines a light on you to say, why don't I have anything else to give? Why don't I have no more brains to give? Why don't I have any more money? Why don't I have any, what do I need to do? Oh, I'm slipping a little bit. My mental is slipping. Let me go read some more. My account is slipping. Let me go make some more money. So when you say that, when you find yourself in a place of being fearful of giving because you think it's going to run out, whatever it is, and we're not only talking about money. I don't want y'all to think we're talking about money. We're primarily not talking about money.
Right.
We're talking about, I remember I took this class with this lady like 2 years ago. And I remember the entire time, like she had us pay for this class, but she didn't want to give us all the information. And you could never give someone all the information. But you could tell that she was operating in scarcity because, oh, I don't want to tell you this. Hold on. If you only have this little bit of pot of information to share, you ain't got enough. You don't have enough. And that doesn't mean that it's somebody else's fault for taking, air quoting, taking it from you. It means you got to go back to the drawing board. So when you say that recognizing or becoming aware of your scarcity mindset, that's really what it is, of your scarcity mindset of thinking, oh, but if I give them all this information like us on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we could do this for 100 million years and never run out of information to give y'all. Never. And we could give y'all the information and never feel like, oh, well, I don't want to tell them that because then they may go do it without us. It's 100 million, billion, illion, trillion people on the planet. We don't think that way. You understand what I'm saying? And then even the information that we share, there's so much information that what we give you on Wednesdays and Saturdays is just like a little tea drop in the ocean.
Yeah, a pebble on the beach.
It's a tea drop in the ocean. And so you yourself, when you start thinking of you giving, and if you find yourself in the space of, dang, I don't want to give them that, I don't want to tell them that, it's not about the other person. It's about, well, dang, why is this all I know? Why is this all I have? Is it really all I have or all I know?
Yeah. So a lot of our clients, you know, a lot of people will say, Mr. Henderson, you give away a lot of information that people will have to pay for. And why do you do that? And I tell them, I said, well, I have come to the realization and I have witnessed the only reason why I continue to grow is because I give. I give the information to you. I'm going to tell you. And the reason why we're having this conversation is because I want you to adapt this too, because it works for us, because we do understand it. When you have love, you want to share, and you want to help your fellow man and the people that come before you, you want to give them all you got in terms of helping them. You want to always give them a deal. You always want to give them, especially if they're paying you, always want to give them more service than you take and pay. You just do. Because when you do that, what you do is the universe sees that and you automatically are going to benefit you. And it's an invisible transaction that most people can't see, so therefore they can't understand. Most humans need to see stuff with their eyes, their mortal eyes, but that's not what an action is. And I remind you of right now, here, Wednesday,
the first of the month.
The first of the month. They have not even announced the summer block blockbuster movies that are going to come out this summer. Now, just because you don't see them, you don't hear them, you ain't heard about them. Right now, if we would take a bet, everybody would bet no, because you can't see it. You can't see the blockbuster. But in terms of being invisible, you know they coming. They come every year.
Mm-hmm.
They come every summer. Blockbuster movies, because they got to put them out so by the end of the year they can get those awards. You know, that's a system. But since you just don't see or hear or know about who's filming or where they are, they doing what they do. So that's how the universe works also. Just because you don't see it don't mean that things are not working around you. So when you give and you help anyone, it all comes back to you. You're helping yourself. I'm going to say it again. The more you serve, the more you give. And I'm not just talking about monetary. That's one aspect. It's like my daughter Hyacin said, that is the lowest form of giving because you can see that. You can measure that.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone comes to you and they say, I need help, or you can help someone in any form or fashion, and not put money first, but just help them, you are really helping yourself. If you want to become wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do is serve people. So let me give you another example. So I don't want you to just think these words. When I say these words, I want to give you a visual. Hilton Hotel. People go there because they need a hotel. They need somewhere to stay overnight. Hilton is offering a service. People will come out of their pocket and they will pay for that room and board. Hilton, without even knowing the people, without even seeing the people, get richer and richer and richer. Amazon, they just had their report card come out yesterday. Blockbuster, billions and billions in profits. Now, you may get mad at Blockbuster and say, what about them? But Blockbuster is busting their butt serving. They're serving you with those movies. They're serving you with entertainment. They serving corporations with.
You talking about Amazon or Blockbuster?
Huh?
You said Blockbuster.
I'm talking about Amazon. I mean, Amazon are serving you grocery. They bought Whole Foods. They're serving you with those packages that you want to get today or tomorrow. They're serving you with, like I said, entertainment. They're serving you so many other ways. That's why they continue to make more money. Their report card came out to last night, Rally, on the 30th, last night. They made more money than they ever made. They continue to do that because they continue to serve. Serving, if you want to get money, you have got to serve. But if you want to have a good, clean, good life, you got to serve. Now, a lot of people serve and they do illegal things, drug dealers serving, but you know, it comes back to get you. So, but it's still in the realm of serving. How you serve is up to you and whether you're going to be able to keep it. I think I told this story last Wednesday or was it Saturday? I said, here was a guy that I was talking to. I was listening to a lady, and this guy said that he was so upset because rich people got all the money and the poor people ain't making no money. He's so upset and he's mad. And he's wondering when the government's going to stop that and start taking money from the rich people and give it to the poor people.
He don't understand law.
He don't understand law.
Principle. Excuse me.
And the lady said, listen,
principle.
I understand what you're saying, but that may take a long time and you don't have no money. So he says, so she told him, she says, listen, I want you to remember this. And I want y'all to remember what I'm about to say.
Understand principle.
No one is keeping is keeping you from getting the money.
That's right.
The money is circulating throughout the whole globe, the whole world. It is constantly, and no one is keeping you from the money but you.
Yeah.
I want to say it again. You can say this person making a lot of money, this person making a lot of money, and I ain't making no money. No one, ain't nobody fault. No one is keeping the money from you
but you.
Now, what am I saying? So this guy, she told this guy that, and she says, all you got to do is serve people. You have to come up with a product that somebody like, or a service that rich people like, and they will go in their pockets and give you the money in exchange.
Mhm.
Like Heisey's hair right there. If somebody, if you didn't have no money and you say, Heisey, I'm the best braider, plait, or whatever, Heisey will say,
I'm not getting a call from the gate.
Heisey
And I'm
will
on live
actually
right now.
pay you if you can do something for her. That's service. Just like Conrad Hilton, it's like Marriott. That's like the restaurants. That's like athletes, entertainments. Listen, Rihanna, when who was it? Taylor Swift.
Uh-huh.
This child put out an album, and people of all shapes and she makes some music. Go in there and make some music, and people go, "Oh, I like that. She's serving me. That makes me feel good. Let me pay for that." You see? So you can get the money because it's circulating all over the globe. You have to think like that and say, how do I provide a service or a product that people need and can use, and they'll pay me for it? That's all you have to do if you want money. But today's show is on the power of giving. I just talked about economics part of the giving. But listen, you give to your children, you give to your relatives, you give to people, you tell them, not monetarily. I'm not talking about that. You give them understanding, wisdom. Listen, there are people that say, Mr. Henderson, I referred this person to y'all Henderson Finance Group, and they're so happy. Their life has absolutely changed. You got one coming. When you did that, we did our thing, but the universe know that you referred them. You got a blessing coming automatically. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's only gonna help you for doing that. What do you say?
I love it. Everything you said is on point. Okay, there are so many downloads that I have where you're talking.
Yeah, because it's given in so many different ways. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. I can pick up where you left off. It reminds me of back in the days when I was a young youthful lad, lost in the sauce, and I was going to church 3 times a week. And anyway, they used to say, give of your time, your talents, and your treasures.
Right.
You remember that? Your
Yeah.
time, your talents, and your treasures. Treasures, monetary treasures. So that's the last thing, right? But your time and your talents. They used to say, like, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. You got to give of your time, your talents, and your treasures, right? So let's focus on the time and the talents. Let's talk about the time and the talents. So I want to share with you a real life experience that I had last week. I was having a conversation with someone that I know, and the person is like, hey, I want you to look at this, something that somebody sent me. They're trying to get me to do this financial thing, right? And he's like, I sent it to you a couple months ago, but you didn't say anything. And he's right. I didn't say anything because unless we have a financial relationship, I do not sell people. Like, I'm not like, hey, you should do this. And like, I just don't get into that. Because anyway, however, he's like, hey, they're pressing me. I want you to look at it. This is Friday night. It's like 9:00. I'm still working, right? When I finally looked at it, I was like, oh my God, they trying to like get you good. Right. And so immediately I felt guilty.
Wow.
I felt guilty. And I was like, dang, because you have the talent,
right,
the knowledge, the wisdom, the ability to serve in this way,
right,
and to say, hey, and to talk more about finances and and do this stuff. And when he sent it to you, instead of just like, yeah, all right, whatever, like, and you did not, what are you doing? It reminded me of the story in the Bible where the king gave the 3 workers the talents.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment, I felt so convicted. I'm like, you sitting on your talent, girl.
Oof.
And so really, when we talk about serving, and I say money is the lowest form, but when we talk about serving, every Wednesday, when we get on, especially me, when I get up here and get on live every Wednesday, oh, baby, it's a very high act of service. Because let me tell you, the rest of the week, when I don't have clients, I'm wearing socks and sandals, shorts and a hoodie over my head, working. Door closed sometimes, like I'm in a zone working. So for me to actually say, oh, it's Wednesday, I got to actually be presentable and interact with people. It's not about me in that moment because I want to get up here and talk for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes straight. It's not. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I like to do that. I like to do what I do, and I like to read books and eat and all that stuff. but it's an act of service. So I'm bringing this example into today's show because when we talk about your talents, there are many of you who are sitting on talents that you know you are good at. You know that you can change somebody's lives by doing the thing that God has called you to do. However, for whatever the reason may be, and trust me, I know we got reasons because I tell y'all I got mine. I could be in my
Everybody got
bed
a
right
reason.
now. Whatever the reason may be, you are not serving and giving of your talents. So I have come to realize that when I don't give of the gifts that the Creator has placed inside of me, I'm actually doing myself and the world
disservice.
a disservice.
Right.
So when we talk about the secret power of giving, let's start with your talents. What talents are you giving? So using the example of the friend of mine that I was having a conversation with, when I looked and I was like, oh my God, look what it is. If it gets to the point to where I fulfill the need that he's looking for, I am going to be handsomely compensated. Notice I wasn't after the money. You got to understand that.
The universe.
You got to understand that. I didn't say like, oh my God, this is what you do. This is what your job is. I can make this. I never look at anyone and say, I can make this amount of money off of you. You do this. My clients, some of them, they don't even like, they know I be giving them more than, like Miss Anderson say, in service than I take and pay. Right. But I'm sharing that with you because it's really not about me. It's really about you to light a fire under your butt, to understand the secret power of giving. When you give more, and I ain't talking about money, when you give more of your talents, when you give more of your time to spaces and places that you know can benefit from your time, you will be richly blessed.
You will be rewarded. It's impossible for you not to be rewarded. So today we're talking about, giving, the power of giving in so many different ways, helping, serving. It's basically serving, but I want to say something because I think most of y'all can catch this when I'm getting ready to put down. Yeah, we're talking about the more you give, the more you receive. Mm-hmm. But the whole country knows that teachers, school teachers, most of us feel they give a lot, but they don't receive their just due. Now, it kind of conflicts. Let me tell you why. So one, we're talking about the universal law of giving, the power of giving, and how powerful it is. That's on one hand. Mm-hmm. In America, in the United States of America, the United States of America have a system called capital system. Yeah. We're a capitalized system. And what that really means, though, our monetary system that America has adopted runs on the basis of supply and demand. I don't want y'all to miss what I'm saying. So what we've been telling you about for the last 30 minutes about the power of giving, how you receive, and it's impossible, and you receive so much more, and you receive so much more, and you receive so much more if you give, and not necessarily monetarily, but giving up your effort, your time, showing someone, helping someone, serving someone. That is a universal law. But what get people mixed up is when you have this teacher over here who says she's working hard, and she's doing those papers, she's grading, she's assigning, she's really have her heart and soul, but they have her capped at a certain amount of money where she cannot live a comfortable life. The system that we live in, America, is called a capitalist system. And that system is based on supply and demand. Let me tell you what that really means. If you have something and you have more people demanding it, you charge more money. The more people want your stuff, whatever you're selling, the more money you make. That's supply and demand. The reason why a teacher can teach little Johnny in the first grade, and they pay that teacher, and that teacher taught little Johnny and little Sandra very well. And little Johnny and little Sandra grow up to be an athlete or an entertainer. The very teacher that gave and poured all into that person who became an entertainer or athlete or doctor. They gave, surely they gave. But now the capitalistic society that America has and been thriving and been growing off, supply and demand, says little Johnny is a songwriter, is a music person. Little Johnny turned out to be Usher. And now Usher can go out he uses his talents. And because he sings so good, he wants to do a concert and he charged $500 a ticket. And people say, I don't care. America, supply and demand comes, they will pay it. They won't pay the teacher who teach 11th grade $500 per student. They won't do that because even though she's giving, what has overlapped that principle in America is called capitalism, supply and demand. That's why you can get a guy on YouTube with one eye in the middle, two eyes, one eye right here. If he can eye in the middle of his head, and if he can say some stuff, the more people that watch him, the more eyes on that fool. I shouldn't say fool. The more eyes on that person, whatever he want to be clownish, or she wants, or a woman want to get OnlyFans, take off all her clothes. The more people, supply and demand, want to watch her, she charging them. She gonna make way more money than a school teacher. That's because she's giving, but she's got mixed up and she has crossed over to America's system, which is called capitalism, supply and demand. Like it or hate it, but that's the system that we're in. That's why they don't pay teachers, because they can't measure it in the U.S. capitalized society. The math ain't mathing, because they're saying even though she's teaching 30 kids or whatever, next year she ain't got them 30 kids. She got another fresh 30 kids. You follow me? Now, she was teaching those kids, and every time she taught the kids, the kid left her class and became a genius. Then she would be in demand. Everybody be trying to get her to teach their children. Then she can try. That's capitalism. Then she'll make more money. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I hope I didn't go over your head, y'all.
I'm about to go over their head. So let me get in. Let me hop in. Let me hop in. So I love this topic about the education system, the public school system. I'm not even going to say education system, but I love this when we talk about the public school system and
giving
the pay
versus supply and demand. Okay, go ahead.
You had your time.
All right, go ahead.
You had your time.
Right, you got the mic. You got
That's
the mic.
all I'm
You got the mic.
saying.
Go ahead. You got the mic.
Thank you. Okay. So when we've been,
hold it. Get it. You got it. It's already in you.
One of my favorite topics to discuss is public school system and the teachers. And the reason that I love to discuss this topic is because as present day individuals, we have got to understand where public school came into play. Public school was not always a thing. The purpose of public school was so that while the men went to work and the women went to work, because y'all fought to work. Remember that I wasn't born then, right? They needed something to do with the children, right? So as the factories were being built, what was that? The industrial age?
Yes.
And they were building up all these factories to start mass producing things. They needed more workers. Since they needed more workers, they needed men and women to work. If the men and women are working, going back to capitalistic society, to work in these factories and to mass produce these things, what we going to do with the kids? Send them to school. We're going to send them to public school. One of the common complaints that you will hear, and maybe you have, if you are a true educator, is they got me boxed in. I want to educate the kids this way, but based on curriculum, based on state requirements, I can't do that. And if I deviate too much, I will get in trouble. That is common because the public school system, my loves, is not designed to educate your children. That's not what it's for. The public school system was initially designed so that somebody can watch little Tink Tink while you're at work. And now it's become, oh, since somebody's watching little Tink Tink while we're at work, we need to produce more workers. So we're putting them in this pipeline of the educational system, the school system, where we're only teaching them what we want them to think. We're not allowing them to think. If we're allowing them to think, they're going to be like my child, and the teacher's going to be calling me saying, hey, your kid.
They teach them what they want them to know. Right.
Correct.
Not how to think, but what to think.
Correct.
Right.
So that's where we are now. So if you have a creative child or a free thinking child,
like my grandchildren,
I don't stress my kids. I'm like, listen, don't disrespect the people, show them. And they all say, oh, we love him and this, but he ain't really, messing with us. Well, ma'am, is he being disrespectful? No. Is he? Okay. All right. You come on now. Go make an A. Okay, mom, make an A. But let's get back to the topic. When you understand that, what the public school system is about, then you will say, well, okay, we understand why they aren't paying the teachers a higher pay, because are they really teaching? They're not teaching principle, philosophy, all the things
universal
that one
law,
needs,
right.
principles. They're not teaching that. So since you're not teaching that, they're like, okay, we know little Johnny the most, he might max out at $60K a year. Why would we pay you more than he gonna max out at? Why would we pay you? So here's the thing to my educators. It's always about the money. Here's the thing to my educators who truly have a passion for teaching. If you find yourself in a system and you're like, they won't let me teach this, they got me doing this, that's your cue to get out, baby. You have the gift of teaching. You have the gift of educating. Break free of the system. Start your own tutoring system.
That's
start
right.
Your own school.
That's right.
Start it.
And people will come to you.
And they will come to you. They will pay top dollar. But there is no sense in you really being an educator and complaining that they aren't paying you enough and that they want you to follow their rules. Baby, what are you talking about? You want to really teach? They ain't here for that.
That's right.
They're not here for you to educate little Johnny. They're here for you to tell little Johnny what to think so he can continue following and make $60,000 a year and be okay with it. That's what they're here for.
Supply and demand.
And so the problem is most, and I'm saying real educators, the one who have it in their heart, like, dang, I want to teach it this way. The problem is you're so used to being fed a paycheck, that fear of that consistent paycheck, even though it's lower than your worth, baby girl and baby boy, even though it's lower than your worth, you are fearful and afraid to leave. Take that step. Have that faith in whatever you believe in and build your own school, your own tutoring company, your agency, your consulting group from the ground up. Yes, there may be a period of time, and it doesn't have to be. There may be a period of time where you're not getting the same pay that you were getting as a teacher for the school system. However, if you are passionate about the education,
it will come.
And you continue focusing on your focus, sticking to the plan, don't you know what you won't be complaining about making $50,000 as a teacher or $70,000 as a teacher? You'll be making $300,000, $400,000.
It will grow.
So you got to stop fighting other people's system. Okay, this how y'all want to pay me? I know I'm an educator, because you know what? There are some little tink tink who graduated from college or didn't even go to college. Nowadays, I don't even think you need a college degree to be a teacher. There are some little tink tink who went through the public school system, and it's like, okay, they want to pay me $50,000 to teach these kids. All right, cool. I'm gonna just follow what it say in the book, no problem. And here's the thing: in 10 years, we're not gonna have school as we know it. Guess what? School is gonna be virtual. I said this in the thick of COVID. In 10 years, your kids, your grandkids, they're not going to be going to school the way you know it. It's going to be virtual. So your time really is
well, it's going to be virtual. They're probably going to have them in the, because people going to work. They can have them in a hall somewhere. They're going to have them in a center. With TVs on or whatever.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct. So that's why when people complain about this governor did this education, I'm like, it is not the governor's job. It is not the teacher's job to educate your child. It is your job to educate your child. You have forgotten this because you have not done your research and done your history to understand why schools were even invented. It wasn't because they wanted to educate your child to be the best person they could be. It's because they needed your behind to go to work.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Go ahead.
Wow. I was just making a comparison on why teachers don't make the money that we think that they should make all around the world is because of the capitalist system that America has adopted that has really been based on supply and demand and serving.
And I took off.
And you just took off like a rocket.
I will add that when you're talking about Amazon, I held my tongue from talking about how I ordered, the little cap for your tire.
Okay.
Because I got tired of my tire pressure. Like I get a tire pressure low, and I'm like, dang, I ain't got no man with my man.
Little screw thing.
Let me call I'm like, why does this keep going? I'm like, I'm gonna send my daddy, and I was like, nah, he ain't that type of dude.
I can pay for it. I can figure
That's
it out.
what I. So let me get on Amazon. 2 hours later, they sent me the little screw.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put it on yet. It's on my desk. Can you put it on?
Man. Lord,
the point is,
service.
Back to your point, Amazon, I didn't have to, because I'm like, do I gotta go in an auto parts store? What? No. I don't want to. Amazon, 2 hours, it was at my door. Now they're in my purse. I took it out my purse today, put it on my desk.
Service.
So one of y'all.
That's why they're making more money, because they serving.
Right.
And then when you understand that, so we're talking about today's lesson. We're really talking about the power of giving and it's serving. It really is. The more you serve, the greater you are. Dr. Martin Luther King said that long time ago. He says, the greater you are, the more you serve. And people want to be served, but I'm telling you something, when you serve and you make a whole lot more money and your life really, really change.
But you can't focus on the money first.
You can't. You got to focus on service first.
Yes.
And you got to be good service, because if you have good service, people will be the path to your door. I don't care what you sell. I don't care what you selling. You got good liquor, good cognac, whatever you want to sell, good cars, good shoes, good whatever, good food. People will come. That's what people want. So if you want to make money, you have to get into the service business. We started talking about the money part because I want to get you with the mental part first. You have got to understand giving. Some people don't have no money. They ain't giving no money. They ain't serving nobody. They ain't helping nobody. Mm-hmm. Show me a poor, broke person, and I'll show you somebody who ain't serving nobody. I'm going to say it again. Look around. Anybody who you know, your cousin, your friend, your drunk uncle. Show me someone who is down and out. I'll show you someone who ain't serving no one. According to the universe, if you don't serve, and really, we should be serving to the best of our ability. Mm-hmm. When you're a school teacher, they got you boxed in. Mm-hmm. They got you teaching some junk that don't make no sense. They got all them kids in their class, and each of those kids have to learn totally differently. Some of them visually, some of them with words, some of them with pictures. You don't have time to do so. You ain't giving, but you getting that paycheck. So therefore, you don't get paid. That's how the universe sock it back to you now. Mm-hmm. You getting mad at the system, but anytime you know better and you don't do better, you're going to suffer.
1,000%.
Automatically. Nobody touch you.
Yep.
You can't blame nobody. Yep. It just is. Things and stuff just is. It's invisible. That's the way it works. But when you say, listen, I got to do something. If I'm working for the school system, they're only paying me X amount of money. You got to start since you do know more than what they're telling the kids, you start a tutoring system and you become real good. And as you see them kids blossoming, more people gonna find out about you. And before you know it, man, you're gonna be having more people coming to you on the side hustle than at that school, and you're gonna break out, and that's how you're gonna grow. Now you being all you could be, and that's in every field, every field.
Yeah. The power of giving, but you have to give. You got to give of yourself. And I'm not saying give of, again, y'all already know I ain't give you no money. That's it. Don't come to me for no money. I ain't give you no money. Short charitable organization. Don't ask me for no money. The answer is no. However,
unless you handicap or something like that, or sick, or whatever. Right. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
and so the people around me know that I'm very giving. Right. So my friends, the people that even not my clients, but anyway, what we're talking about is giving. We're talking about giving of your talents and your time. We don't have enough time to talk about giving of your time, but I really want to say to you, be very intentional about what you give your time to and what you give your energy and your essence to. Your very presence is a gift. So when you understand this, that your presence is a gift, when you understand that your time is a gift, when you understand that your talent is a gift, and then you look at your life, you get to make an assessment and say, am I living the life that I desire to live? Not the life that they told me that's possible, because that's two different things. Don't miss that. The life that they are telling you is possible is oftentimes more laid back, regular, extra regular, borderline poverty than the life that you actually desire and deserve. So when you look at where you are giving your time and where you are giving your talents, and if you measure that against the lifestyle that you're living and the life that you're living, if you see that something is not in alignment, that's your cue to say, let me give my time to someone else. Let me give my talents to someone else, another organization. Job not paying me enough. Ain't no sense in me being angry, coming to work angry every day because I'm scared that if I leave them, I'm not going to have a paycheck. When you do that, what you are saying, you're making the gross mistake of believing that your current job, your current spouse, your current sugar daddy, baby mama is the source of abundance, and it's not.
And you're dealing in lack.
They're just the resource. So the source is always higher. So when you look and you start saying, well, dang, this ain't really how I want to live. This how they keep telling me to live, but this ain't how I want to live. And I know I got some talents and I know I got some time. Where do I need to break free so that I can start repositioning myself to places, spaces, people, and things that I feel good about giving to? And I promise, when you feel good about giving to places, spaces, people, and things, you ain't never gonna have a money problem.
No, you're not.
Never.
And like we keep emphasizing that it's just not the monetary giving. I mean, you can see someone, pushing a car. You can see someone who needs some help, pushing, doing something. I want you to understand how the system works, how the universal invisible laws work. When you help someone in different forms, shapes, and sizes, you really helping yourself, because you're going to be in a position someone is going to help you. I want to say it again. It's like a boomerang effect. You don't know when, you don't know how. But when you help somebody else get out of a jam, you don't have to worry about down the road when you get in the jam. You should just know you're going to be helped. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It works like that. When you give, you shall be given.
Yeah, it's almost like you putting credits in, right?
Yes.
So here's the thing: when you're always giving, when you're a giving person, if you allow that to become your nature, so you start being giving by nature. I treat this life, this whole human experience, like an algorithm. What I say yes to, I'm telling the creator, the universe, God, source, give me more of that. What I say no to, I'm saying I don't want that. So when I'm consistently giving, and they're like, oh, this is a giver. Let's put her in giver land. She gives, they give, everybody give. People she don't even know don't give, right? The people that she doesn't even know or have a personal relationship with, they give, because she is a giver. Another way we could say it, metaphysics, baby. She is on the frequency of giving.
Giver's gain.
So since she's on the frequency of giving in this room, everybody give. And when I'm giving, I'm not thinking about what you're going to give me. I'm just a giver. And since I'm just a giver, I'm never thinking about I'm not going to have enough. Why wouldn't I have enough?
That's
this
right.
is how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
So you have to tell yourself whatever it is that you need to tell yourself so that you can break free and move to a different space. Now, if you're on the frequency of, no, I got to get me first, all that silly stuff y'all be saying. If you're on that frequency, don't be surprised.
You're going to run out. You're going to run out
when
sooner or later.
You need some help, or you need some, and it's so hard for you. Like, why can't nobody help me? Why can't it's like, wait, hold on. You're not even in that classroom. You're not in a room where we just give and circulate giving freely. You're not in that room, but now you need that, baby. You gotta come over here, and you can't get over here until you first give. You can't just knock on the door and say, hey, y'all, give me something. You have to demonstrate, not to the humans, but to the creator, the universe, that you are a giver. And they will put you in the rooms of places and people where giving is a natural, like that. That's what we do over here.
That's the club we belong to.
Right.
You want to know what organization we belong to? We're into the giver's
Yeah.
gain.
Yeah, and it's
organization.
very natural for me. Like I don't think like I've said this before. I don't think about, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna get this. I be trying to help. I'm like,
No.
okay, I'm gonna do. But when you get on my nerves, then that's a different story, right? Don't, because and really, it's like, listen, I'm giving you my time and my energy. Well, I'm really trying to help you. I'm not telling you half of the story. I'm trying to give it to you blood raw, so you could take it and go multiply it, not only for yourself but for future generations to come. Let me do that. Now, if you want to fight me back and forth because logically it don't make sense, no problem, Tito. Swerve on. No problem.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, we're out of time because I gotta go now, and I know you can talk your full head off, but we've been talking, and it's 55 minutes, and we have to cut this short because I love this topic, and it's so many.
Oh, you trying to clean it up now?
Yes, I love this.
Since I love this topic. We got to go, but I love this topic.
I love this topic because it's so. We use these principles every day. We really do. You know, Miss Redhead, boy, I'm so proud of y'all. Ooh, you're Mr. Redhead, boy. Hey, man, y'all discern when y'all can hear the truth. You know, some people can hear the truth and can't understand and can't hear the truth. Some people you can talk to them till they blue in the face. But Mr. and Mrs. Redhead, when I tell them something, they can discern. And so that's it. You know.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients now who are like that.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
They say, yeah, okay.
I'm loving, like, really, even the new ones that are coming in, they're like, okay, yeah, let's rock with it. And they come back years later after they've been doing with the report, and they'll say, oh my God, I'm so glad I followed your advice. And so I love that we are amongst people who want the information, who listen, and who take action. So yes, shout out to you, Mr. and Mrs. Redhead.
Thank you all so much. Joe says frequency. That's right. You got to be on the right level, and you got to tune in. Now, like I said, to win, like what Heisey and I was saying today, Wednesdays, we talk about the mental part of it, because the mental part is like the magnet that makes everything else happen. You gotta be in tuned. You really do. And you got to have an open heart. You really, really do. I mean, it's a just system. The system, we're not talking about the capitalist system. That's a system that you got to understand if you want to work into the system. But we're talking about a system that's way before the system that the creator created. And that's a universal law system. And it's a system of love. It's principles that never change. It really is reaping and sowing. It really is the golden rule, you know, treat people the way you'd want someone to treat them. Treat people the way you want someone to treat you. You know, if you don't want somebody to hit you in the head with a hammer, don't even pick up a hammer to hit somebody else in the head with it.
But what happens if they hit you in the head first?
Well, first of all, it's two ways you can deal with that. They hit you in the head first and you don't die, then that means that you ain't supposed to die. So therefore, they got something coming that's gonna be it's gonna be like Judas.
So I'm gonna just hold my head.
Just run so you can get away from that fool.
I can't believe you hit me.
But I tell you something, somebody
maybe
hurt
when
you.
I'm 65, I get down.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you something.
But right now,
oh my God, it's gonna rain down them so hard they're gonna wish they wasn't born. You ever heard that term? They wish they wasn't born. They're gonna rain, they're gonna have some invisible stuff come to them. They're gonna wish they wasn't born. No one can get away from paying the price. No one can get away from paying the price. It's part of universal law. All right, we got to go. Same time, same station.
I won't be here next week.
You'll be out of town. All right, so we'll skip next week, next Wednesday, and we'll go to the following Wednesday. I'll come up with a great topic, something that you guys can
as you
understand.
always do. Only you can come up with great topics.
That's right. That's my gift. I got to use it.
Absolutely.
That's my gift. I got to use it, man. But we'll be here Saturday, James T and I, Understanding Money at 9 a.m. And if you want to catch some shows from last week that we talked about, some great stuff, you can just go to our YouTube and our Facebook channel. How do they get to that? I see. Look at
next Wednesday. It's Granny's birthday. Did you know that?
May 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lives on. How do they see us?
The Henderson Financial Group. Just search the Henderson Financial Group on Facebook and YouTube.
And what about our website?
www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. Once again, www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com.
And what about if they want a conference?
Oh, if they want a conference, all you have to do is call the receptionist, 305-825-1444. And when you call the receptionist, don't say, I want to speak to Mr. Henderson or Hyacinth and play phone tag. Say, hey, I want to set up an appointment. And they will get you scheduled for an appointment.
Exactly. Don't say you want to speak to us because we in the kitchen cooking. word literally, we actually doing business, helping someone. Just get on a schedule, like you make it happen, like you have to have a big doctor's appointment or
Mhm.
hairdresser appointment, a dentist. Just get on a schedule, and we promise you that we will be there in time when they do a Zoom or conference call.
Mhm.
Okay, we gotta go.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.